Ah, gee. Yeah, huh. Weird. I wonder, how's my Vorobey been doing? I mean, it was not doing too well before. Oh my goodness! Wow. This video did really well. Like, god damn. Like, didn't this video have like 100 views before? What the fuck happened? Well, whatever the case, I need to make a video. Heck, even, let's look at these comments. Yeah, a lot of these are surprisingly supportive. Like, jeez, look at these. Like, these are surprisingly supportive. Huh. Well, might as well make that video, hey. Alright. After admittedly talking to myself for a bit so I can get a better idea of what I want to say here, basically I'm going to go over some of the older points I made in that video and try to go for more of a general criticism. Alright, here we go. Firstly, the subcount argument. Some people saw this as more of a case of me trying to be like, ooh, Von Kriega's argument is irrelevant, which is not really what I was saying. What I was saying more was like, I just didn't see much of a point to make a response to it, because like, here's the thing. Vorobey is a 200k sub-channel. Von Kriega is, what, not even in the triple digits of subscribers even now? In the eyes of Vorobey, he shouldn't even be taking this criticism all that seriously, because people like that are really, I want to be generous here, not worth the time, because normally they're trolls and all. Like, let me be clear, this is not me saying at all that Von Kriega's arguments are irrelevant, shouldn't be regarded in any manner, or are, say, invalid. I'm just saying, to Vorobey, this really should not mean much, because trust me, if people weren't scared of his fanbase, I can almost guarantee you there would be more videos like this. But of course, because we don't live in that world, yeah, we just have to deal with the one guy making a video like this. Yeah, so there's that. And the thing is, I have a comment here that was more or less actually perfect, because it actually pretty much pointed out a lot of my flaws and what I really should have done with them. So here's the one that actually puts the argument here, that I actually should have argued influence, which, yeah, looking at it, yeah, that's a much more fitting argument to make here. And here is why. The simple reasoning is, Von Kriega is just never going to have the same level of influence that Vorobey can. Vorobey can say literally anything he wants. Doesn't even matter if it's true or false. Doesn't matter what it is. Basically, he just has to say something that's vaguely negative against Von Kriega, and people will eat it up, no question. Because we are all simple-minded people. I know that sometimes when I be reading shit, I don't tend to think too much about it. Not at least until afterwards, or maybe because of a comment or someone else telling me to think about it. Hey, I fill that role perfectly, isn't that crazy? And guess what would happen when a 200k subscriber channel decides to speak about a channel that literally doesn't even have triple digit subscribers? That's right, dogpiling. It doesn't matter if Von Kriega has the greatest point ever when he makes a response. It won't matter. The video will be nuked into oblivion regardless. That's just how that works. It doesn't matter what he does. The moment, and I do mean this, the moment Vorobey talked about him, yeah, any opinion that even tries to oppose this is just not going to be seen as valid in any way, shape, or form to his fans. Which I know is more or less what this comment is trying to argue, and I agree. And yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. But it doesn't make perfect sense to me, the reasoning that Vorobey would even do this video. This reasoning still somewhat eludes me, but I think this comment, alongside what was told to me from Von Kriega himself in my fucking DMs, I DM'd him by the way, for clarity, I'll show the images. But the point is, in my DMs, he told me that the only reason that, essentially this video would have been made would have been because of money. And yeah, that's more or less what this comment also echoes. And honestly, all things considered, that is probably the closest reasoning I can think of as to why this whole thing would exist. Because why else would he do this? Justice? Bro, who are we trying to give justice to? It's not like anyone else is really particularly affected. It's like one game, one high tower game, where you had alleged cheaters in there, and then he pocketed a fucking cheater, Vorobey in particular, pocketing a cheater. I will show the clips in the moment to showcase that. And really,
Say this, but it is real. I was playing from my main account that day, and it was in fact me pocketing a cheater in Ryan's video. He is not lying. That's a fuck up on my end, I know, and I want to sincerely apologize for it. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. This is how manipulation works, everybody. Your perception is being controlled to make you think the way someone wants you to. The truth is, Ryan, for some interesting reason, forgot to mention that he had 3 cheaters in his own team which were focusing me.
That's just it. That's all it was. Just calling him out once for pocketing a cheater, which he's more than entitled to do. And hey, technically Vorobey is entitled to make that video back, but it's just, I don't see the purpose at all, because it's like, what's the point of bringing attention to this, is really what I want to say. Because bringing attention to this simply makes it so that now it becomes a bigger issue than it would have been before. Because here's the thing, I can almost guarantee you, if it weren't for some random comment coming in, I wouldn't have even known about this whole thing. And it's like, we wouldn't even be here. That's literally how insignificant this whole thing would have been if, you know, he didn't speak about this. Like, if he didn't speak about this, that would have happened. But of course he had to, because ego and all, you know? So of course, he has to make a big deal out of it. And you want to know what's ironic? Kriega actually grew from the whole experience. Yeah, he actually gained from the whole thing. Unlike with Venusian, where basically he started bleeding subscribers the moment he was exposed, mostly by shit, but yes, the moment he was exposed, he started bleeding subs. Kriega, on the other hand, has actually went up since the video. Crazy how that works, huh? Yeah, I know people are gonna be like, we don't care, he's gonna fall off eventually. I don't know, man. I feel it's more about what the actual action did, you know? Calling him out and all, and it just didn't work. Ah, sweet karma. Yeah, it's just sweet karma. But yeah, I think that perfectly fits to that too. Alright. And then there was also some other points, mostly like repetition, which I'm not really going to talk too much about because, well, I mean, I'm probably doing a little bit of that right now, but that's not really relevant. Let's not worry about that part. I do agree though. And there was also in particular a point that I got straight up wrong. And that's in particular the Russian section. Now, I conflated the country Russia with the people Russians. Yeah, I said that basically he was saying that Kriega didn't hate Russia because, well, in his eyes, him speaking Russian means he got too much likes the country. Like, the logic I was going by here was essentially, says he hates Russians and yet he's speaking Russian. But in that context, I put Russia there instead of Russians. Yeah, that was a mistake on my part, because admittedly this was a case of me probably just misremembering what I heard. So I said something without really thinking too much about that. So on that front, my fault. So I will take the L on that one. But after that, there was also in particular how the critique thing, I think that pretty much ties back to the money thing, so not a whole lot to say there. Yeah, I think that will about address everything that I really would have wanted to in a much more concise manner. Yeah, it's a little bit over 8 minutes, but I think that perfectly describes all the things I needed to. So now, this section is going to be the Kriega moment, where we go through Kriega's video on the matter, where he gives his perspective on some of the cheating. And I think this actually does, in a way, kind of play into what I claimed in that video. So, let's get right into the video!
Spy want to flank because soldier blocks the way, so it's simple that he is not gonna rush through me and soldier, and when I want to catch the spy, this guy appears. So since video about Lamberts, not about spies, I change my priority to him. But Vorobey saying this is wall hacks, jeez.
I don't know, maybe to be fair, this is probably his actually more of cheating in motion, but the way I'm seeing this, just seems like a case of coincidence rather than necessarily cheating. So, yeah, I don't actually have a hell of a lot to say here, but this next clip, I'm actually looking at the editing timeline as I'm making this recording. Oh, I already have the perfect clip I'm going to play for this one. Oh, you're going to see it in a second. Hold on.
He's the poor guy with the pre-fire again. Notice how he starts going backwards not to get splash damaged by his own rocket. Then retreats and hits another pre-fire as if he's a fucking oracle.
Wait, where's 17 seconds of fight with that pyro? Did you just left the context?
Hang on, though. Didn't Vorobey say earlier that...
This is how manipulation works, everybody.
So... it's only okay when you do it? Because evidently, if we're going by your logic of his manipulation, which is, from what I remember, was him saying he cut out some footage of the fact that there was apparently free cheaters on his team, what would that make this clip? You know, context is kind of important in these kind of things. And you left out 17 seconds of that? Huh, seems oddly suspicious you'd leave that out.
This is how manipulation
that,
works,
guys?
everybody.
What happened on that clip? We was have a fight with that pyro. This pyro got Dragon Fury, which means he can just shoot me. So this is why I'm going backward and not rush to my death. Seconds after I hear there's a fight, you can even hear pyro hurts on that clip, so I decide to shoot random rocket. But Vorobey ignoring a fact that video have a sound is like, yeah guys look he is Oracle.
Now, the actual sound is not really a pyro hurt sound, it sounds more like a pyromedic sound, which I'm going to assume he used to guess that he was there and took the shot, which I think is more than reasonable. Maybe him hitting it there is a little suspicious, but sometimes when you're playing a soldier, you tend to sometimes back up and then maybe fire a rocket just to make sure that the enemy's dead and all, you know? Because there's a good chance they might sometimes chase you, so you sometimes tend to shoot one just to make sure. Yeah, I'd imagine that. And the audio's a little delayed, if you couldn't tell for that context, so I can see why some would likely disregard this somewhat, but yeah, you can hear a pyro sound on there if you're wearing headphones. I'll play the clip back.
Next moment.
Pre-fires. Pre-fires.
Yay, that's pyro totally is not visible on my screen. Wall hacks.
Okay. I want to be generous. It's definitely a case that he's probably noting that he was super fast to shoot it, which I don't blame him for, but nothing about this really screams that he had ESP wall hacks and was able to just pre-fire and be ready to go. Nothing really screams that to me. I'm not really seeing it, because remember, I'm aware that people can like silent aim and shit, but I'm not really seeing that here so far, so let's keep going.
Yeah, this is blatant as shit.
But hang on, wasn't like one of the biggest allegations against Fat Magic that this shot here was a headshot? Huh, and then he debated this by saying this was 66 tick? Huh, that's weird. So how come that is a shot that could possibly be made within 66 ticks, which just seems way too convenient, but whatever. But this is somehow immediate cheating. How does that happen? I don't get it.
In this clip, he chases the same soldier, rocket jumps up the tower, and pre-fires a rocket at a random spot.
Oh my god.
Let's start from point about pre-fires. I think soldier gonna rocket jump to health kit, and I thought our soldier who was killed by a real spy was a spy.
I mean, this logic is actually quite sound when you look at the clip. It's a little hard to tell, so I don't blame you for not noticing, but if you look in, let's say, the bottom right corner, you'll actually notice that the soldier rocket jumped to the right, to this lower level. He jumps up because he's obviously thinking he's going to go to the health kit, as he says, which makes sense, logically speaking. And, well, yeah, I guess because he just noticed a spy, because I'd imagine his reaction time when at least he notices a spy there, he shoots instinctively. Because, of course, you know, guy just got killed, and of course he's going to react quickly, because obviously you can't waste time with spies. So, yeah, that one logically makes sense with that explanation. Yep. Yeah, so I guess we're just not going to link into the logic of the actual person playing. We're just going to assume, oh, every action is cheating. Every action is cheating. Haha.
Later, he pre-fires that soldier. Fires that soldier.
So Heavy just looking to clear skybox or what? And there's Gibbs like yay, there's no one here. And of course Vorobey is right, because he said so.
Now, to be completely fair, when I'd first seen this part, I was confused. Why is he telling us, were you looking heavy? It didn't make sense to me at the time. But now that I've seen this again, yeah, that would explain how he would have known there was a soldier there. Alongside the Gib, yeah, you would have to be a complete dumbass to not notice that maybe there's someone over there. At least. So, yeah, that one pretty much has its explanation played out. So, next clip.
Enemies don't come from walls, or I didn't get something? Like imagine there's one doorway and you just run to that doorway. Or Vorobey thinks he is father gonna reach me through left door, really?
Блять, вот что пиздит эта проститутка?
Amazing. Let's take a parts from old outdated with latency and sound video and showing this as evidence of cheats. But even here where he got a chance Vorobey lose it. When you step on something in TF2, your class making simple sound, on this clip for example. That was a sand sound. But Vorobey specially put it out of context or decide to make average manipulation move called, watch for yourself, without any explanation. Good job, really. And I am manipulator really?
Yeah, for this one I kinda let him cook, cause he pretty much was saying exactly what I've basically been saying this entire video. The dude manipulates and yet is calling Von Kriega a manipulator too. Could it be debated that he is? Yeah, but at the same time it's like, my brother in Christ, you be leaving out so much context as shown by Von Kriega himself, and yet you want to claim he's the bigger manipulator? Come on now. Vorobey, what are you doing? I'm not even gonna let him explain, because to be 100% generous, the context is completely unnecessary. Yet again, need I argue the section from earlier where I was arguing, how is this shot okay, but oh, this is cheating? It's basically the same logic here. I'm sorry. And considering his computer is laggy, yeah, I'd imagine shit like this was gonna happen too. I'm sorry, but nothing about this really screams immense cheating, as he claims. I am seriously getting tired of having to do these, but I'm gonna try and see if I can find at least a few more before my sandy goes off the grid. This for my kid.
But literally get my mind out. Calling cheats footage of how I stream Snap Guy? Really? But even here I am checking windows where snipers can be. Jeez, Vorobey.
If they steep down to their level to fight.
Oh my god, you're such a fucking retard, I can't.
On 409 you can hear spawn door sound, which means it's get closed or opened. So here I decide to pre-fire, because I think someone is gonna come through that door, and I was goddamn right. And again, Vorobey for some reason ignoring a fact that people can hear.
They don't upload multiple videos on those who call them out. They don't do damage control on their YouTube community tabs or in video descriptions, actually responding to accusations or ignoring them at least.
Oh sorry, wrong footage for future video.
Yeah, I've admittedly been mostly just texting that bitch, because admittedly I was just getting tired of having to see all the genealogies and be like, having to say, oh, that doesn't look like cheating, that doesn't look like cheating. But this one, it's like, I feel like if there was any point I could have used to showcase that the dude is an immense hypocrite for unironically trying to call out fucking ego when my brother in Christ, if we look at those screenshots, yeah, hot calling the kettle black much, mate. Jesus Christ.
He is a hypocritical, manipulative little pussy with an ego so massive yet fragile that the moment something goes wrong, he crumbles apart.
Sorry guys, another wrong footage. But let's take a look to his words. He calling me high ego? Damn, yay. Not even knowing me personally saying that me got high ego, while being mad by random funny Dutch man. Telling me do something with myself, take AIDS, calling my whole family very, very bad words.
Here. Well, there is no third person. It is Ryan all by himself. He even had the same profile picture for this account. Or maybe he was trying to dodge his ban from this Russian Gmod community because, yes, he had been permanently banned for cheating on their server and confessed to it.
Right, at this stage, it just goes into the Gmod thing, which, let's be generous, is easily the least relevant part of the entire video. But I do think I should let the man himself at least clarify one thing that Vorobey obviously can conveniently use because, well, he can speak Russian. So, of course, as you can imagine, he could easily lie about what's being said there, and then that's just something you can believe wholeheartedly because You don't speak Russian. Most people don't speak Russian. It's not very common to speak Russian. Most Russians don't even understand Russian. So as you can imagine, it wouldn't be difficult for him to lie about what's being said on screen.
For reason called manipulation. Vorobey not decide to put a fact that he is unbanned, then banned, and then unbanned again. So he is still write something and lives as usual. But because Vorobey got lack of information about me, he really decide to lie directly.
Especially since, let's be generous, image-to-text translators aren't really all that common, and they're usually not that good. So, yeah, as you can imagine, unsurprising, he could easily lie about what's being there. Pretty much building up on your trust already that he understands Russian. You can just use that to theoretically say anything he wants. So, yeah, that's honestly the entire video. I'm so tired. Oh my god. If this doesn't do it, then I don't know what will. So, thank you for 1,000 views on that video. And I hope this is what you needed. Goodbye.